press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Namaste children. So in this class we'll discuss questions related to zoology. Understood? So there is NEET questions. First, under zoology, I think it is 135th question or 136th question. Seminiferous tubule open into the vasa efferentia through. So they have given option rete testis, testicular lobule, vas deferens and epididymis. Understood? So seminiferous tubule open into the vas efferentia through what? Rete testis, testicular lobule, vas deferens and epididymis. So what is the answer for this? So seminiferous tubules open into this open into vas efferentia they open in through rete testis. That is the answer. Understood? Rete testis is the answer. So you know that vas efferentia. These are seminiferous tubules. So from the question ಏನಿದೆ seminiferous tubules open into this is vas efferentia. Duct called vas efferentia. This is rete testis. So seminiferous tubules open into vas efferentia through a duct called rete testis. That's the answer. Through a duct called rete testis. That is 136th question. So that is adhika answer ಏನಿದೆ rete testis is the answer. Understood? So next we'll move with one minute. So next we'll move with next question. So the next question 137. So the next question is which accessory gland is not unpaired? Which accessory gland is not unpaired? So they have given seminal vesicle. Unpaired accessory gland. Yeah. In male. So they have given seminal vesicle. What they have given again? Prostate gland. Next, bulbourethral gland. Then they have given option prostate, seminal vesicle, bulbourethral. So like this they have given option. So ಅವರು ಕೇಳಿರೋದು unpaired gland in male reproductive system. Unpaired gland in male reproductive system. We know that it's the prostate gland which is unpaired. Seminal vesicle and bulbourethral gland both are paired glands. So the answer is prostate is the unpaired gland in male reproductive system. So the next question. Gonadotropins are released from. So gonadotropins are released from So gonadotropins, you know that they're released from what the option they are given: anterior pituitary, posterior pituitary, ovary, and they have given hypothalamus. So you know that gonadotropins are released from hypothalamus. What are gonadotropins? So gonadotropins are of two types: follicle stimulating hormone and so this hormone, follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone are released from the anterior pituitary gland. Understood? They are released from anterior pituitary gland under the influence of hypothalamus. Gonadotropic releasing hormones. Gonadotropic releasing hormones are released from hypothalamus. Gonadotropic releasing hormones are released from hypothalamus. So, with the influence of hypothalamus, anterior pituitary gland releases a hormone called follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. Today, gonadotropin releasing hormone is released by hypothalamus. Understood? So, that's the answer was 138. Next question. Spermiation is the process of release of sperms. Spermiation is the process of release of sperms from. So, it is released from a period what they are given spermiation process. So, what is the spermiation? Release of sperms from they are given epididymis. Next, seminiferous. So the next option was deferens, then prostate gland. Was deferens. Understood. So in this, spermiation is a process of release of sperms from seminiferous tubules. Release of sperms from seminiferous tubule is nothing but spermiation. So spermiation is the answer for 139. Seminiferous tubule is the answer. So what is spermiation? It is the process of release of sperms from seminiferous tubule. Understood? So that is answer for 139. Next, 140. Sertoli cells are involved in. Sertoli cells are involved in. So we know that in male reproductive system, in seminiferous tubules, which are structural and functional unit of testes. So these are Sertoli cells, and we see these are spermatogonia. This spermatogonium cells, they form sperms, but the Sertoli cells will not form sperms. What option they have given? Excretion, nutrition and morphogenesis of sperms, respiration, all of these they have given. So the answer is nutrition and morphogenesis of sperms. What's the function of Sertoli cells? It gives nutrition and also helps in morphogenesis of sperms. Morphogenesis of sperms means change in the bigger sperms, larger sperms will reduce their size. So that is nothing but morphogenesis. So these circular cells mainly helps, they provide nutrition to sperms and also they help in the morphogenesis, means the bigger sperms will reduce their size and they become smaller. That is nothing but morphogenesis, change in their structure. So Sertoli cell mainly helps in nutrition and morphogenesis of sperms. That is the answer. So the next we move in. Next question. 141. Seminal plasma, the fluid part of semen. Seminal plasma, the fluid part of semen is contributed by. Seminal plasma is a fluid. Seminal plasma, it is a fluid in which sperms are present. It's a fluid in which sperms are present. This seminal plasma is formed with the production of male accessory glands. ಯಾವ್ಯಾವುದು? Seminal vesicles, bulbourethral gland, seminal vesicles, bulbourethral gland, prostate gland. So all three main accessory glands helps in the formation of seminal plasma in which sperms are present. In which sperms are present, that we call it as semen. Semen is a fluid in which sperms are present. So the seminal plasma will be formed with the production of seminal vesicles, bulbourethral gland and prostate gland. So what they have given? Option in this we have to go with 1, 2 and 4 is the answer. 1, 2, 4 is the answer. 1, 2 and 4. So that is 1 is seminal vesicle, 2 is prostate gland, 4 is bulbourethral gland. So 1, 2, 4 is the answer for 141 question. So the next question. 142. At puberty, female possesses how many primary follicles in each ovary? How many primary follicles in each ovary? So 142 primary follicles at puberty in female is children. At birth, her ovary contain millions of primary follicles which are arrested at prophase 1 of meiosis 1. ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಮಗು ಹುಟ್ಟುವಾಗ her ovary, each ovary contains millions of primary follicles which are arrested at prophase 1 of meiosis 1 and they start continuing their division at puberty. Understood? So once she attains menarche, her reproductive phase starts. So from birth to puberty, many primary follicles are going to be degenerated. So at the end, when she attains puberty, we see nearly 60,000 to 80,000 primary follicles in each ovary. In each ovary. ಒಂದೊಂದು ಓವರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ 60,000 to 80,000 follicles are present. Understood? So answer is 60,000 to 80,000. So the next question. (143) In humans, in human females, first menstrual cycle begins. In first menstrual cycle begins. First menstrual cycle begins. Yavaga. What they are given? Option. At puberty, during embryonic development stage, at childhood, at menopause. Understood? So the answer in human females, first menstrual cycle begins at puberty. Begins at puberty. So other option they are given during embryonic development stage. During embryonic development stage, oogenesis will start in her ovary. So when she is in her mother womb, ತನ್ನ ತಾಯಿ ಗರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಾಗಲೇ her ovary starts oogenesis. So during embryonic development stage, oogenesis is going to start in human females. At childhood, so from birth to puberty, ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ oogenesis is stopped, it is arrested. Understood? So once she attain menarche, so again our reproductive cycle starts. That is oogenesis is going to continue. So in human females, first menstrual cycle begins at puberty. Begins at puberty. Next. After implantation, finger-like projections appear on the trophoblast cord. So, this question is 144. So, this is blastocyst. Outer layer of the blastocyst is called trophoblast. Inner cell mass differentiated into embryo. So, this blastocyst, its outer layer trophoblast produces a finger-like projections. Finger-like projections that are embedded in the uterus, endometrium of the uterus. So they are called as chorionic villi. These are called what? Chorionic villi. The outermost layer of blastocyst is what? Trophoblast. This is blastocyst. So the outermost layer of the blastocyst is called trophoblast. That trophoblast produces finger-like projections that are pierced into the endometrium of the uterus. That chorionic villi are surrounded by uterine tissue. So that chorionic villi, they are interdigitated with the endometrium of the uterus, they form placenta. They form placenta. So the 144, what they ask, after implantation, finger-like projections appear on the trophoblast cord. What? They are called chorionic villi. So that mainly helps in implantation. Next question. Identify the wrong statement from the following. So 145. Sperms released from seminiferous tubules are poorly motile or non-motile. It's correct answer. Progesterone level is high during the post. Wait, we'll see all the four options. Progesterone level is high during the post-ovulatory phase of menstrual cycle. Is correct. The release of primary oocyte from the Graafian follicle is called ovulation. So last option, high levels of estrogen triggers the ovulatory surge. So answer ಏನಾಗಬೇಕಿಲ್ಲಿ, which is wrong statement ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ the release of they are given primary oocytes. Release of primary oocyte from Graafian follicle. Is called ovulation. So this is wrong statement. This is wrong statement. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ wrong? The release of primary oocyte ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Usually the release of ಏನಾಗಬೇಕಿದೆ secondary oocyte. This is the correct. The release of secondary oocyte from Graafian follicle is called ovulation. That is the answer. ಅವ್ರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದೇನಿದೆ, the release of primary oocyte ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ this statement is wrong statement. The release of primary oocyte from Graafian follicle is called ovulation is a wrong statement. Understood? So ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ instead of primary oocyte there should be secondary oocyte. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? So ಹಾಗಾಗಿ so this statement is wrong. Next, one 46. Which among the following has 23 chromosomes? So, which among the following has 23 chromosomes? What the given option? Zygote, then spermatogonia, oogonia, secondary oocyte. See, zygote is a diploid. So here what happens? 23 paternal chromosomes, 23 maternal chromosomes combined to form 46 diploid set of chromosomes we see in zygote. Spermatogonia is a gamete mother's cell. It is also a diploid. Oogonia. So spermatogonia is a male germ cell, as oogonia is a female germ cell. 46. Secondary oocyte, that means here oogenesis is already started, and oogonia undergo division to form primary oocyte. This is also in 46. This primary oocyte undergo division, first meiosis division to form secondary oocyte and first polar body. Secondary oocyte, first polar body, and this is meiotic division. So we see 23 chromosome. First, in the first polar body, we see 23 chromosome, and in the secondary oocyte, we see 23 chromosome. So answer ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, which among the following has 23 chromosomes? Secondary oocyte. Secondary oocyte contain 23 chromosome. Understood? So these two are made gamete mother cells. Understood? Agagi, they contain diploid set of chromosome. Zygote again contain diploid set of chromosome. So answer is secondary oocyte, which contain haploid set of chromosome, that is 23. So next question. Zygote divides to form dash, which is implanted in uterus. Zygote undergo repeated mitotic division. So zygote undergo repeated mitotic division to form a cells called blastomere. To form a cells called blastomere. So they have given, see, they have given blastula, morula, cleavage, then blastocyst. So zygote undergo repeated mitotic division to form. So blastula is again morula, blastula. The mass of cells. The mass of cells 8 to 16 cell stage is called morula. More than that is called blastula. Cleavage is nothing but repeated mitotic division. Cleavage is rapid mitotic division of zygote is nothing but cleavage. So blastocyst. So this blastula become blastocyst when the fluid is present inside that. So this fluid is secreted by these cells only. That fluid will be accumulated in one side and cells are pushed to the other side. Then the cavity is present. This is a fluid filled cavity. When the fluid filled cavity is present, that's called blastocyst or blastocyst. This undergo what? By producing chorionuclear, it undergo implantation. It undergo implantation. So ಹಾಗಾಗಿ zygote divides to form dash, which is implanted in uterus ಅಂದಾಗ we'll go with answer blastocyst. So zygote divides to form blastocyst, which is implanted in uterus. Which is implanted in uterus. The next question will move in 148. The structure which provides vascular connection between fetus and uterus is called. So they have given the structure which is, so it's nothing but what? So the developing fetus, this umbilical cord, we see the placenta here. So, what the question asks? The structure which provides vascular connection between the fetus and uterus. Between the fetus and uterus is vascular connection is what? Placenta. So, the placenta is the answer for 148 question. The structure which provides vascular connection between fetus and uterus is called placenta. Whereas umbilical cord, it helps to transport nutrition from this placenta to the developing embryo, and also the waste will be removed from the developing embryo into the placenta. To and fro flow will be seen in umbilical cord. But the answer for this, the structure which provides vascular connection between fetus and uterus is nothing but placenta. Next, 149. So, which one of the following is not a male accessory gland? Which one of the following is not a male accessory gland? So, the given option: bulbourethral gland, seminal vesicle, prostate gland, and ampulla. So, we know that bulbourethral gland, prostate gland, and seminal vesicles are male accessory glands, but ampulla is a part of fallopian tube. Ampulla is a part of fallopian tube. Hagagi, for this 149 answer is ampulla. Ampulla is not a male accessory gland. So the next question, 150. For the formation of 100 ovum. For the formation of 100 ovum, how many primary oocytes are required? So, how many primary oocytes are required? So, we know that primary spermatocyte will give rise to 4 sperms, functional sperms. Whereas primary oocyte, this primary oocyte will give rise to only one functional ovum. Only one functional ovum. Okay. One primary spermatocyte will give rise to 4 sperms, but one primary oocyte will give rise to one functional ovum only. So when it gives rise to one functional ovum, for 100 ovum, how many primary oocytes are involved? So nothing but 100 only. So 100 is the answer for 150th question. So understood. Answer is what? 100. For the formation of 100 ovum, we need 100 primary oocytes. We need 100 primary oocytes. Next question. Match the following. They are given trophoblast, cleavage, inner cell mass, implantation. Trophoblasts are outer layer of blastocyst attached to the endometrium. So, for A is 3. Option A 3 ironically 1 and 3 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. Again we'll see cleavage. Mitotic division of zygote. B is 4. So first is the answer. So inner cell mass, group of cells that would differentiate as embryo. Implantation, embedding of blastocyst in the endometrium. Embedding of blastocyst in the endometrium. So answer ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ? So trophoblast, outer layer of blastocyst attached to the endometrium. A 3. Okay. Next, cleavage for B is 4. C it is inner cell mass 2. Implantation 1. Understood? This is the answer for 151 question. So next we'll move it. Next question, that is 152. Here they have asked Identify the wrong statement from the following. Progesterone level is high during the post-ovulatory phase of menstrual cycle. That's correct. Oogonian cells start up to proliferate and give rise to functional ova in regular cycles from puberty onwards. Yes, that's correct. Sperms released from, see, that's second is not correct. So third, sperms released from seminiferous tubules are fully motile and non-motile. That's correct. High levels of estrogen triggers from the ovulatory surge. That is correct. Wrong statement ಯಾವುದು Oogonian cells start to form, which is 152 question. Wrong statement is Oogonian cells proliferate and give rise to functional ova in regular cycles from puberty onwards. In regular cycles from puberty onwards. So this is wrong statement. Why this is wrong? They are given here Oogonian cells. Oogonian cells or Oogonia will start its cell division to form ova during embryonic stage, during fetal life only, not after the birth. So, ಇಲ್ಲಿ at puberty, which cell will proliferate? Primary oocyte will be proliferate. Primary oocyte and primary oocyte, which is arrested at prophase 1 of meiosis 1, will proliferate and give rise to functional ova or ovum in regular cycles from puberty onwards. This is the correct answer. This is correct answer. What they have given instead of primary oocyte, they have given, this is correct answer, they have given Oogonian cells. Oogonian cells. This is wrong. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ Oogonian cell starts to proliferate ಇದೆಲ್ಲ, that is the wrong statement. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಗೆ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕಿತ್ತು? ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ oocyte ಆಗಬೇಕು. So the next question. One 53. Select the incorrect matching. Select the incorrect matching. So one name ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ antrum tertiary follicle. Antrum tertiary follicle. Trophoblast, blastocyst. Next, there is Oogonia, gamete mother cell. It's a gamete mother. Then what they are given? Isthmus. Isthmus is funnel shape. See, Nodi. Antrum is nothing but fluid filled cavity present in tertiary follicle is called antrum. It is correct. So outermost layer of the blastocyst is called trophoblast. So the blastocyst, outermost layer of the blastocyst is called what? Trophoblast. It is also correct. Oogonia is a female gamete mother cell. Ovum mother cell. So Oogonia is gamete mother cell. Isthmus is funnel shape. It is not funnel shape. It's a narrow. So uterus and this side, this. You know that fertilization occurs in the ampulla isthmus junction. Okay? Infundibulum wider part is called ampulla. Ampulla of the shell, next region that is isthmus is narrow tubular part of fallopian tube. Isthmus is narrow part of fallopian tube. It is not funnel shape. Hagagi wrong answer. Incorrect is this. Understood? So isthmus. Incorrect statement. This is the incorrect statement. Understood? Isthmus is a narrow part of fallopian tube. It is not in funnel shape. However, incorrect statement for 153 question is isthmus funnel shape. So the next question. Again, select the incorrect option. LH surge induced ovulation. Secretion of FSH LH increases gradually during follicular phase. Progesterone attain peak level at follicular phase. Cyclic menstruation is an indicator of normal reproductive phase. So here the incorrect option is progesterone attain the peak level at follicular phase. That is incorrect. Yakendre progesterone attain peak level at post ovulatory phase or in luteal phase. Progesterone will be at peak level. This question is 154. Progesterone attains peak level when the luteal phase or in secretory phase or in post-ovulatory phase. So we see progesterone high level. Yabaga, the luteal phase or secretory phase or post-ovulatory phase. So what option they have given? Progesterone attain the peak level at follicular phase. Hagagi, that is incorrect option. So third, progesterone attain the peak level at follicular phase is incorrect option for 154. Next 155, the main function of fimbriae. The main function of fimbriae of the fallopian tube is two. So the fimbriae function. So you know that so this is ovary. These finger-like projections are fimbriae. So these fimbriae, what options they are given? Make necessary changes in the endometrium for implantation. So here the endometrium. So this is the endometrium. So it will not do any changes in the endometrium. This is not correct option. Help in the collection of ovum after ovulation. Yes. Thus, when secondary oocyte will be released from the ovary, the secondary oocyte are collected from fimbriae. This is the correct option. Help in the collection of the ovum after ovulation is the answer for 155. So other two options are there. Secretion of FSH and LH increase gradually during follicular phase is correct. But that is not done by fimbriae. Help in the collection of the ovum before ovulation. That's not correct. Question after ovulation is the correct answer. So fimbriae main function is the collection of ovum after ovulation and then it will be released to the fallopian tube. So 155 answer ಏನಿದೆ fimbriate function is to collect ovum after ovulation. Next 156. The reproductive cycle in the female primates is called. In female primates, the reproductive cycle is called menstrual cycle. So in female primates, reproductive cycle is called menstrual cycle. In female primates, reproductive cycle is called menstrual cycle. So next 157. Vaginal opening. Vaginal opening is partially covered by, I have given mons pubis, labia majora, labia minora, and hymen. So the vaginal opening is partially covered with the layer called hymen. 1757. Hymen is the. So this is a thin membrane which partially covers the vaginal opening. So hymen is the. Oogenesis is initiated during. So 158. Oogenesis is initiated. So we know that oogenesis is initiated during the given option: childhood, embryonic development stage, menopause, puberty. So at puberty, oogenesis, which is arrested at birth, is going to be continued. So that we call menarche. So from the menarche, her reproductive cycle starts. So during childhood, the oogenesis is going to be arrested. Menopause means stoppage of menstrual cycle. So oogenesis is initiated during embryonic development stage. During embryonic development. This is the answer for 158. Next 159. In male, spermatogenesis begins at. Usually, see the difference. Whereas in female, oogenesis is going to start during embryonic life or during fetal life. Whereas in male, spermatogenesis begins at puberty. Spermatogenesis begins at puberty. Now, spermatogenesis will be continued till the end of their life, whereas oogenesis is going to be stopped at menopause. Understood? So, for 159, puberty is the answer. In male, spermatogenesis begins at puberty. Next, 160. In female, normal reproductive phase extends between. So, they have given option: one menstrual cycle to another, menopause and menarche, implantation and parturition, menarche and menopause. So, reproductive phase in female starts between menarche to menopause. This is reproductive phase in female. So from menarche means first menstrual cycle at puberty in female is nothing but menarche. Stoppage of menstrual cycle between 45 to 50 years is called menopause. So between menarche and menopause is a reproductive phase. So answer in which is the answer for this? Menarche and reproductive phase extends between menarche and menopause. Between menarche and menopause is the answer for 160. Next, we'll move with next question. It is 161. So they are given match between the following representation parts of the sperm and their functions and choose the correct one option on the element. So they are given head enzymes ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Head enzymes, tail genetic material, middle piece sperm motility, then acrosome energy. See here, this is structure of sperm. Mitochondria, nucleus, and acrosome. So they are given head region contain enzymes, but enzymes head region contain acrosome and nucleus. In acrosome, we see the presence of enzymes and also the genetic material, not only the enzyme. Tail does not contain genetic material. Middle piece, sperm motility. Acrosome energy antara. Acrosome does not contain any ATP producing organelle. So answer to this is middle piece. Middle piece sperm motility. How the middle piece helps in sperm motility? Middle piece is having mitochondria. So when mitochondria is present, it produces what? ATP molecules. That ATP helps in motility of the sperms. Hagagi correct option yadu middle piece that mainly helps in sperm motility. Middle piece that mainly helps in sperm motility. Next, HCG secreted by HCG. So 162. HCG is secreted by the given option ovary, corpus luteum, placenta, corpus albicans. So ovary produces estrogen and progesterone. Corpus luteum produces progesterone. Corpus albicans does not produce any hormone. The placenta produces human chorionic gonadotropin. The answer is placenta. Placenta produces human chorionic gonadotropins. The immunoglobulin abundant in colostrum is. So, which immunoglobulin is abundant in colostrum? So, the colostrum it contain IgA immunoglobulin A. Understood? So, colostrum is rich in IgA immunoglobulin. They have given IgG, IgD, IgA, IgE. IgA is more during allergic conditions. So, colostrum is rich in IgA. Next option they are given length of the ovary is. Length of the ovary is. So you know that length of the ovary is. So like this. This length of the ovary. Length of the ovary is 2 to 4 centimeter. Length of the ovaries 2 to 4 centimeter is the answer. 2 to 4 centimeter is the answer for 164. Length of the ovaries 2 to 4 centimeter. Next, the figure shown below representing the. So we know that it's represents. This represents. This is trophoblast inner cell mass. Trophoblast inner cell mass. Represent a structure called blastocyst. So the diagram represents blastocyst. So 165 blastocyst is the answer. Semen without sperm is called. So 166. Semen without sperm is called seminal plasma. Understood? So semen contain seminal fluid. It's called plasma and sperms. If sperms are not there, then that fluid is called seminal plasma. So semen without sperm is called seminal. Sorry, it's called seminal plasma. Semen without sperm is called seminal plasma. Understood? So that's 167. 166 answer. For 166, answer is seminal plasma. Next, during follicular phase, the growing follicle secretes the hormone. So growing follicle. So this is ovary. So this ovarian cells. Primary oocytes, then become secondary oocytes. Alva. So primary follicle will become secondary follicle, tertiary follicle and Graafian follicle. So during this follicular phase, growing follicle, primary follicle, secondary follicle, tertiary follicle, or you can write. So what they secrete? They secrete estrogen that mainly helps in formation of endometrium. So during follicular phase, the growing follicles secretes estrogen. The secrete estrogen is the answer for 167. Next question, 168. Which triggers the release of oxytocin from the maternal pituitary? So, oxytocin triggering. So option what they are given, lactation. Lactation is nothing but feeding young ones immediately after parturition. So other option is both parturition and fetal ejection reflex. Not. And fetal ejection reflex, again they are given parturition. Parturition means delivery of a fetus. Fully developed fetus is called parturition. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ correct answer ಏನಂದ್ರೆ fetal ejection reflex. When end of the fetus fix into the cervix part, end fix ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ that cell stimulate what? Posterior pituitary gland of posterior pituitary of maternal or mother, posterior pituitary of mother, to release a hormone called what? Oxytocin. Oxytocin. This oxytocin acts on myometrium of the uterus, acts on myometrium of the uterus, and again induces strong uterine contraction that results in parturition. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ which triggers the release of oxytocin from the maternal pituitary anther is nothing but fetal ejection reflex. Fetal ejection reflex triggers the release of oxytocin from maternal body. So that's the answer for 168. Then parturition is induced by, see again 169. Parturition is induced by, they are given endocrine system. Endocrine system is the system which works, which brings the functions with the hormones, chemical substance called hormones. Neuroendocrine system, that means with the help of both hormones and neurons, it is neuroendocrine system. And another option they have given nervous system, and none of these. So as we know here, the trigger, the reflex action when the egg fixes into the cervix region, the stimuli is carried to the posterior pituitary of mother through what? Nervous system. Through nervous system. That in turn releases what? Hormone called oxytocin. Hormone called oxytocin. So after knowing this, we know that parturition is a neuroendocrine system. It's a parturition is a neuroendocrine system. So parturition is a neuroendocrine system. It's induced by neuroendocrine system. So that's the answer for 169. Next, 170. Find the incorrect statement. Find the incorrect statement. Leydig cell synthesizes androgen. S, that's correct. Androgen called testosterone. Spermatozoa get nutrition from spermatocytolized cell. That's correct. Menstrual cycle ceases during pregnancy. Once the fertilization occurs, till the parturition, absence of menstrual cycle will be there. So that's also correct. Sperms are transported by the male sex accessory gland cell. That is incorrect. Sperms are transported by male accessory ducts. Sperms are 170. Sperms are transported by male accessory ducts. ಯಾವ್ಯಾವುದು? Rete testis, vas efferentia or vasa efferentia, epididymis, vas deferens, then ejaculatory duct and ejaculatory duct that opens into urethra. So these are the ducts which mainly help in transporting sperms, not the accessory glands. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ incorrect statement ಯಾವುದು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ? Sperms are transported by the male sex accessory glands. That's the incorrect statement. Next, 171. So they are given antrum is fluid filled cavity seen in secondary follicle, tertiary follicle, primary follicle, all of these ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. So primary ಮತ್ತೆ secondary follicle, these follicles are 171. Just we see the cells, granulosa cells ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So inside the granulosa cells, we see the primary oocyte. We see the primary oocyte. This is primary oocyte. And primary oocyte is surrounded by granulosa cells. Then it one layer of granulosa cells is a primary oocyte. When it is surrounded by one layer of granulosa cells, then we call it as primary follicle. Then we call it as primary follicle. Then secondary follicles means two layers, theca interna and theca externa. So like that, so this is primary follicle. Then it converts to primary oocyte surrounded by granulosa cells. One layer of granulosa cells called theca interna. Then we see theca externa. So that is secondary follicle. When all these cells releases fluid, we see the collection of fluid inside the follicle. Then it becomes tertiary follicle. So tertiary follicle, we see a fluid filled cavity. So antrum is a fluid filled cavity seen in tertiary follicle. That's the answer for that. Next, which of the following acts as a temporary endocrine gland? Which of the following acts as a temporary endocrine gland? They are given both corpus albicans and corpus luteum. Corpus albicans, corpus luteum, none of these. So, temporary endocrine gland. See, after the rupture of Graafian, when Graafian follicle ruptures, the Graafian follicle, here we see the secondary oocyte. So, when Graafian follicle ruptures, that process is called ovulation. Release of secondary oocyte is nothing but ovulation. So, ruptured Graafian follicle becomes corpus luteum. This is corpus luteum. So, corpus luteum is ruptured Graafian follicle. So, this produces a hormone called progesterone. So, temporary endocrine gland is nothing but corpus luteum. If fertilization is absent, corpus luteum will become corpus albicans that will not produce hormone. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ temporary endocrine gland in ovary is nothing but corpus luteum. Is the answer for 172. Next, during fertilization, a sperm first comes in contact with the layer of which layer of the ovum. So during fertilization, so you know that set ovum surrounded by a layer called lemma. So this is the cytoplasm of the ovum. This is nucleus of the ovum. This is cytoplasm of the ovum. This is surrounded by surrounded by the plasma membrane of the ovum. It is called ulemma. Ulemma is surrounded by another layer. It is zona pellucida. The zona pellucida. So this is zona pellucida. So during fertilization, a sperm first comes in contact with which layer of the ovum? It is zona pellucida. Adu next ulemma. Next to zona pellucida is ulemma. So first sperm will come and contact with which layer? It is zona pellucida. Zona pellucida is answer for 173. Next, 174. Fertilization in humans takes place in which part of the fallopian tube? So in humans, fertilization takes place near the, so here, the ampulla isthmus junction. At the ampulla isthmus junction. Understood. Fertilization takes place at the ampulla isthmus junction because it is a narrow tube. Understood. Isthmus is a narrow tube where we see the accumulation of sperms will be more. So that's why the ampulla isthmus junction fertilization occurs. So 174 ampulla isthmus junction is the answer. 175 each testis has about each testis. Nodi? Each testis 175. Each testis is having 250 compartments. TES is there. Or ಕೇಳಿರೋದು TES ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ it contains 250 compartments called testicular lobules. They are called testicular lobules. So each testis is divided into like this compartments. So these compartments are called testicular lobules. Understood? How many compartments are there? 250 compartments. Each testis have 250 compartments called testicular lobules. 175. 176. Vas deferens receives a duct from seminal vesicle and opens into urethra as a. They are given urethral duct, ejaculatory duct, urethral meatus, and the testis. So, one side I will show is the vas deferens, seminal vesicles. The duct of seminal vesicle. See, this is duct of seminal vesicle. Duct of seminal vesicle joins with vas deferens. Joins with, this is vas deferens. This is seminal vesicle. Duct of seminal vesicle joins with vas deferens to form an ejaculatory duct that opens into urethra. So, ejaculatory duct of seminal vesicle joins with the vas deferens to form a duct called ejaculatory duct that opens into urethra. Understood? So that's the answer for 176. Ejaculatory duct is the answer for 176. Next, scrotum helps in maintaining the temperature. So we know that the testes are present in a bag-like structure called scrotum. Understood? So we have single scrotum like this. The single scrotum contain pair of testes. So to maintain temperature of testes lower than normal body temperature. So the scrotum helps in maintaining temperature of testes. How much? 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius lower than the normal body temperature, which is necessary for spermatogenesis. So 177 answer is what? The scrotum, bag-like structure in which testes are present. In which testes are present? Mainly to maintain 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius lower temperature of testes that helps in spermatogenesis. So answer ಏನಾಗುತ್ತಿಲ್ಲಿ 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius lower than the normal body temperature. Next question 178. Which reproductive event occurs in human beings before insemination? So we know that reproductive events ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ್ದಿದೆ? Human reproductive events. First one is gametogenesis. ಇದೇ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು. Next insemination or insemination. Then we see fertilization. Then implantation. Then we have gestation. Then parturition. So ಅವ್ರೇನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಇನ್ಸೆಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಯಾವ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟೋಜೆನಿಸಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್ ಈಗೇನೆ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಇಂಪ್ಲಾಂಟೇಷನ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಈ ತರ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಎನಿ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ಬೈ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ರಿಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಇವೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟೋಜೆನಿಸಿಸ್ ದೆನ್ ಇನ್ಸೆಮಿನೇಷನ್ ದೆನ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ then implantation, gestation and parturition. So 178 gametogenesis is the answer. So next 179, the event occur by the end of 12 weeks. Limbs and external genitals are very well developed. So next given body hair is covered with fine hair at the end of second trimester. Whole body is covered with fine hair at the end of second trimester. Adagala. Both the limbs and external genital organs are well developed and appearance of hair on head is seen at the 4th month or 5th month. Adu agala. Appearance of hair on head is 4th month. Hagagi the correct answer, the limbs and external genital organs are very well developed by the end of 12 weeks. That's the answer for 179. Then the last 180, the inner cell mass contains certain cells called dash which give rise to all tissues and organs. So they are stem cells. They are stem cells. These stem cells can give rise to any organs or any tissues. So answer for 180 is stem cells. The inner cell mass which are blastocyst in this outermost layer of blastocyst is called trophoblast, helps in implantation. Whereas these inner cell mass contain cells called stem cells that differentiate into any form of tissues and organs. So answer for 180 is stem cells. So that completes the NEET questions discussion of zoology part. Thank you.